BNC, Bills News Consolidated. Checking out this stream right now. We got the Bills versus Bengals. This is going to be the biggest game in the past. In McDermott's era, this is going to be defining of us. Without Von Miller, there are a lot of things that we got to discuss tonight. We're going to get into some of the matchups. Let's get into their depth chart. They have a couple pieces that are a little bit banged up. But please, if you're watching this live, comment in the chat. If you're not watching this live, comment down below. I will respond to each and every single one of you. This is a big-time game for freaking Bills Mafia here. I don't know. I think Bills Mafia is taking it a little bit lightly, to be honest. A little bit lightly. And why this is so big is because the AFC picture is on the line. You know, the playoffs are on the line here. Sitting comfortable, having a first-round bye, being able to heal up, being able to prepare, basically rest for 2 weeks ahead of that opponent in the playoffs is absolutely huge. And we've seen it. We've learned the hard way. Going to Kansas City the past 2 years, it's been so rough not being able to play in the playoffs at home. And sure enough, we did have a home playoff game against Baltimore, but it was during the pandemic, and absolutely no one was here. No one was there. The stadium was only, I think, 60% full. So it was absolutely, absolutely horrible. You know, it's going to be huge. The NFL world has not seen Bills Mafia in full-fledged in the playoffs at home. It's a real thing to capture. But let's get into the matchup here. This is really, really crucial to see, and we're going to get into each and every single player. But again, Bills versus Bengals. This is going to be the game, the biggest game. I mean, other than the AFC Championship game against the Chiefs, I would say this comes in second here. I mean, the Bills are in line for a Super Bowl path, be first in the AFC, get home field advantage, first round bye. I mean, rest up, maybe be able to rest the final week of the season too, you know what I'm saying? Get prepared. But you can see, very evenly matched, but where the Bills have an advantage is clearly rushing the football on offense. The Bills have the second overall offense. The Bengals have the seventh. Bills have the seventh best defense. They have the 13th best defense. And we're going to get in their defense. I think their defense is being highly underrated and underestimated for this team. It's being kind of in the shadows of Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd, Joe Mixon and Joe Burrow, right? I mean, it's insane. So we're going to get into that too. But Bills passing the ball, 7th in the NFL this year. Bengals, 5th in the NFL. They're actually passing the ball better. That's the only area that they're doing better than the Bills is throwing the football. Righteously so. I mean, 3 of the most dynamic wide receivers. Probably the best trio. Definitely the best trio of wide receivers in the NFL. Hard to stop. 8th overall rushing the football. Bills Mafia, we are 8th overall with Aaron Cromer. This new rushing attack being a much balanced offense. And I really think this is what is going to help the Buffalo Bills prevail against the Bengals. The fact that we have a balanced offense. Look at their rushing attack this year. Even with Joe Mixon, even with Perrine, we're going to take a look at both those guys, but 26 overall rushing the football for the Bengals. Not good. So let's just get into this Bengals depth chart really quick, and we're going to see some guys that are questionable for this game, dealing with some nagging injuries, right? I think this is big. Hayden Hurst, questionable, right? That's big. Just a 4th weapon for them. I mean, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Joe Mixon, right? And Hayden Hurst. They have so many weapons here. But that's a big question mark. Questionable player. Linnell Collins, too. He's out. I believe he got hurt last week. I mean, that's huge. That's huge for the Bills. And I really don't want to spend too much time on their offense. I think it's very clear their offense is so dynamic. I mean, what makes Joe Burrow so great as a quarterback? And I look at all the greats, and they all have something special to them. And I think Joe Burrow, what he has to him is his composure in the pocket, his ability to stay composed, to deliver the pass even when a defender's aiming right for his chest, or even in just crucial moments of the game. In crunch moments of the game, he could throw a perfect deep ball or just a perfect pass to the wide receiver. Joe Burrow is just that crunch moment situation quarterback, and he's very accurate. He doesn't have as strong as arm as Josh Allen. He doesn't have the escapability of Josh Allen, the stiff arm of Josh Allen, hurdling Josh Allen, right? But, Joe Burrow, I mean, he's good. He's good. And he's got all the talent in the world. It's going to be a tough game for Bills Mafia, but the thing that's being really overlooked is the Bengals defense. So we have to really look at the Bengals defense. Bengals defense is good, man. So really taking a look, studying their defense, their front four are just solid studs. They're solid studs. They're not like extraordinarily fast pass rushers or anything like that. They could all take on double teams. They could all hold their own in double teams. And they're great against the run. And what they do is they try to allow their linebackers to fly around that football field. And their linebackers are ultra fast. Each one of them is 6'2", extremely fast. They can hang with Dawson Knox. They're just as fast as Dawson Knox. Dawson Knox has 2 inches on him. It's just tough. It's tough. Really the best matchup, and their safeties are great. Von Bell, Jesse Bates. I mean, these are some of the top safeties in the league here. It's insane. It's insane. It's a great defense. Where I think they are weak is on the perimeter. Of this defense. Eli Apple and Cam Taylor-Britt. So I think Gabe Davis, Stephon Diggs against Eli Apple, Cam Taylor-Britt, that's a huge advantage. Trey Flowers even. In the slot, Mike Hilton. This guy is such an underrated nickel cornerback in this league. He was formerly on the Steelers. He is such a great nickel cornerback. He flies around. And I look at Cole Beasley. I look at Isaiah McKenzie. I look at guys that are going to be in the slot matched up on a guy like Mike Hilton. It is going to be a rough matchup. So it's crazy. It's crazy. And guys, yes, I see your comments in the chat. Get all your questions, comments in the chat. Right when I'm done here, I'm going to get through all this. I'm going to keep it short and condensed, concise tonight. Huge news that Sam Hubbard here is banged up. He is also questionable for this game. So I think Bills Mafia, man, we really gotta just stick it to them. We gotta stick it to them. We gotta play sound football. The Bengals are gonna test us in each and every single way. We are gonna see the true DNA of the 2022 Buffalo Bills. The Bengals are gonna show the truth. And I think if we go out and we beat these Cincinnati Bengals and we beat them convincingly, which very well could happen in this game, there is no doubt in my mind that the Bills are winning the Super Bowl. I believe that the Bills are fully capable of winning the Super Bowl this year. There's no doubt in my mind. But this is just going to solidify it. I think Bills beating the Bengals is totally going to solidify it. And the reason being, it's going to solidify home field advantage, first round bye. It's going to prove that we could beat Joe Burrow. The first time we're playing Joe Burrow, that we can beat Joe Burrow and this team, this wide receiver team. I mean, this is a big game. It's a big game. This is going to just set trends for the future. We could very well see Cincinnati right again. We could see them very, very soon here too. And I like the confidence of going into that game knowing that we just beat them, right? Not letting Burrow and the Bengals believe that they can beat the Buffalo Bills and being that they're going to be here in Buffalo, right? We got to win so they're here in Buffalo. But guys, let's get into your comments, questions. We got MF Gaming in the house. It's going to be a challenge, he says, but I believe our guys will get the job done. I totally agree. It's going to be tough without Von Miller. It's going to be tough without Micah Hyde, right? We are missing some serious pieces. Bengals are capable of winning the Super Bowl, right? I mean, we know what the Bengals are all about. They just were in the Super Bowl last year. They are going to bring out the truth of the Buffalo Bills. We are going to see the true identity of the 2022 Buffalo Bills. They're going to test us in each and every single way. We are going to have to find a second, third, fourth option on offense. And also defensively, they're going to test us just because of all the weapons that they have, right? I mean, this is going to be such a dynamic matchup to watch. We are so evenly matched. I really think on paper, we're probably the best team versus the best team in the NFL right now. It's crazy. Eric Leno says, "Go Bills." Sonny DeQ says, "Hey brother, tough game, and the Bills need to step up. We definitely need to step up. All the drops, all the penalties on a week-to-week basis." I was talking with my dad, and we were like, "Man, if we just played a complete football game, if we just played the best game of the season, there is no way anyone could beat us." When was the last game this year we played a complete game? Like, we could literally find flaws and issues in every single one of the games that we played. Whether it was a turnover, a stupid penalty, whatever it was, we still have yet to play an entirely complete game. And when we're going against great teams like the Bengals, right? If we do things like we did against the Bears early in that game, I don't know. I don't know if we would be good enough to win. And we've been getting by the skin of our teeth, right? But against great teams such as the Bengals, we're about to find out what happens. We're about to find out if Greg Rousseau can get home. We're about to find out if Ed Oliver can get home. We're going to find out life without Ed Oliver. And there's a reason why we brought in Von Miller, right? There's a reason why we brought in Von Miller. I think it wasn't just to beat the Chiefs. We had foresight that we're going to play teams like the Bengals. You have to be able to get there with 4. And if you're not going to be able to get there with 4, you're going to leave horrible situations for our defense with Jamar Chase and Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins, and they're going to scheme things up. And Joe Burrow's going to find that guy. He's going to find that guy. Nabel, what's up, dude? How you doing? Howard Jones says everyone will have to put up plays and no interceptions. Nabel also says we need to step up on defense. Jamar and everybody. You really think about Leslie Frazier, Sean McDermott, how we were able to contain Justin Fields. Why was it every single team that the Bears won against this year, it just seemed like Justin Fields was running it down their throats, 1,000 yards rushing this year. But what happens against the Bills? Bam! They come out with a different game plan, a shocking game plan to contain Justin Fields, the 8th leading rusher in the NFL, to only 11 yards rushing. So there's no doubt in my mind that Leslie Frazier and Sean McDermott can also come up with a different plan, a different scheme. I know that we've been looking at the Bengals from afar, learning from them, studying from them. I know that we are probably dialing things up to shut them down, We got to play it right. MF Gaming says players that have really stepped up in a big way are Hamlin and Lawson. Totally agree with that. Damar Hamlin, he's flashed excellence. He's flashed greatness. Damar Hamlin's athleticism, his speed, his agility, he just needs to learn. He just needs to learn the game. He needs to get those game rep experience, right? And the sky's the limit. And that is for each and every single player that we have brought in here in Buffalo. I always say it, like coachable deficiencies. We all have just coachable deficiencies. Like everything that they struggle in is fixable. It's coachable, and they're all athletically good enough, tall enough, whatever it is. Like Brandon Beane has done a flawless job. David says, is Elam starting? There is a lot of rumors going around that Elam is starting, and I believe we should. We got to give him some reps towards the end of the season. I still expect a rotation here against the Bengals, and then the final week, I think we got to go hard on these rookies. The final week, who knows what's going to happen in the playoffs if someone goes down. I think the final week, David, we're going to see Kaiir Elam start. We got to see what that's all about. What is going to go on there? Christian Benford, keep an eye on too. He's on IR. Maybe he makes a potential return. MF Gaming says our run defense has stepped up as well. Totally. This year, we have proved that we can run the ball. We have proved that we can stop the run. And we have proved that we can play and win games, close games, in horrible weather situations, And when those weather horrible situations are even, because in Miami it wasn't even. Nabel says, no, Elam can't not starting. You know, what impresses me with Kaiir Elam is that he almost has just as many interceptions as Trey White his rookie year. So, you know, Kaiir Elam is making plays. And think about what we did with Trey White his rookie year. Think about all the opportunities and reps that Trey White had his year. I mean, Kaiir Elam wasn't rotating with Christian Benford, you know, his rookie year. So Kaiir Elam makes plays on the ball. He makes plays on the ball. He's explosive. You know, you got to give him credit. You got to give him credit. Turnovers is something you got to consider. When Kaiir Elam is picking the ball off that much with that limited of opportunities, he's gonna finish the season with potentially just as many interceptions as Trey White had in his rookie year. That's special. That's special with those limited opportunities. So I'm not saying he's gonna get a go this week, but I definitely see him going final week of the season, especially if we win. And we gotta win this game. Home field advantage in the playoffs. A first round bye in the playoffs. Bills Mafia can rest up. We can sit back, kind of prepare for whatever team we're going to play. This is huge. This is absolutely huge. The roadmap to the Super Bowl starts now, baby. Sony the Q says Cook or Singletary as your starting running back. I love what Ken Dorsey did last week and started Cook with the opening reps. You know, coming out with James Cook, it makes a lot of sense to me. The reason why I like James Cook is the fact that he could take it to the house any given play, right? He could score a touchdown any given play. Now, the Bears didn't stack the box against the Bills. They played a lot of off coverage. They basically dared the Buffalo Bills to run the ball, and we ran it down their throat. And they've been doing that all season long. So the Bills really took advantage of that, which was huge, which was absolutely huge. They were the sixth. They were actually doing better against the pass defensively than the Bills this season. So the Bears were definitely doing some things against the pass, and they were the sixth worst against the run. The Bills should have really stuck it to them running the football. You got to keep that all in mind, but I like James Cook. Singletary, you know, obviously shorter yardage situations. But man, Cook has really shown an ability, his vision. Unbelievable. Cook is an RB1 to me. You know, his explosiveness. To me, you got to start with Cook. You got to go with Cook. Hasn't turned the ball over. He's done such a great job. And what have we missed? Think about Cook and Zach Moss being drafted in the same round in the NFL draft. And look what we're getting from James Cook. Absolutely crazy. Contributing, absolutely huge. Nyheim Hines contributing. But keep in mind the slot position this week against the Cincinnati Bengals, Mike Hilton, one of the best. So Cole Beasley, Isaiah McKenzie matched up on Mike Hilton. That is going to be a tough matchup. I'm looking at the perimeter. Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis. You know, that's going to be huge. Even Dawson Knox against those really, really fast, tall linebackers. They're all 6'2". They're all extremely fast. Dawson Knox is a tough matchup. So the Bengals are really going to rely on just locking things up. You know, stopping our offensive line to getting to those linebackers. They want those linebackers to fly around the football field. And then they're also going to try to force the ball on the outside to Eli Apple, to Trey Flowers, to Cam Tyler Britt, right? So it's going to be tough, but, you know, Diggs, Gabe Davis, this is you. The Bengals are going to showcase exactly what the Buffalo Bills are all about. MF Gaming says, I hope Morris is back soon. Bates did do an amazing job. Bates, Quessenberry. You know, the question I've been having all season here is starting Spencer Brown at right tackle instead of Quessenberry. Being that the Bills are really trying to be a balanced offense, really trying to run the football. Spencer Brown, he has a higher ceiling, obviously. He's tall, he's 6'8". The sky's the limit for Spencer Brown. But as of right now, as an overall player, I would say that Quessenberry is better at right tackle than Spencer Brown. But what are you sacrificing? You're sacrificing the progression of Spencer Brown, right? Spencer Brown isn't getting those memorable moments. He's not getting those reps by starting Quessenberry. But to me, I think Quessenberry is a little bit better against the run. And to be honest, I think they're even right now against the pass. I mean, Spencer Brown, he's given up some big sacks this season. He's been beat. So I don't know. That is a questionable thing. Now, Isaiah McKenzie and Cole Beasley. I know there's a debate there, debating like who should start, and it's really matchup based. Because they both present two different elements. And I think this week it's going to be Cole Beasley week. Hilton is fast. Mike Hilton, that slot corner. If anything, I think Cole Beasley would be the shifty route runner type against Mike Hilton in the slot. John Brown, great question. Sonny DeCuse, where is John Brown? Is he in the practice squad? He is. John Brown, remember Smoke, his nickname, right? That home run hitter, that downfield stretch wide receiver. We'll see. And I think if something happens to Gabe Davis, we're going to need him. We're going to need someone, we're going to need someone big. We're going to need someone extremely big. Woo, it's going to be a great game. AFC up for line here. Roadmap to the Super Bowl. Bills could very well get a home field advantage in a first round bye. We have an 88% chance of that if the Buffalo Bills take on the Cincinnati Bengals and beat Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Joe Mixon. The Bills are a well-balanced team this season, running the football, passing the football, where the Bengals are not. They are in the bottom of the NFL, running the football, top in the NFL, passing the football. So maybe the Bills can commit to the pass a little bit more. But you got to be honest, right? You got to know what they got. They got Joe Mixon, and they have another running back that's pretty talented that I want to show you here. People don't really understand his size. Whoa. They don't understand his size, but you can see backup running back Samaje Perine, 5'11", 235. 235. And they're giving him attempts this year, right? He's just a big running back. He's a big running back. He's low to the ground. He's tough to bring down. So keep that in mind. Keep that all in mind. This game is going to be hard-fought battle between the two. Again, I just wanted to keep tonight a little bit shorter, concise, condensed, consolidated like the channel. Hope you guys are all getting hyped up. I'm thinking about going to live every single night from here on out. So let me know in the comments. Make sure if you're watching this live, hit the like. Really supports the channel here. I appreciate every single one of you guys. We're going to ball out. This is going to be a memorable game. Top game in the McDermott era, maybe second to the AFC Championship game. This is huge. Let's go, Bills Mafia. I will check you guys soon. Go Bills. Peace out.